Hey everybody, it's Mr. J back again with the East Cobb Steam Cubs. Today we're going to be talking about weight and mass. And what's the difference and how can you tell? I'm going to go ahead and tell you what materials you're going to need so that you can get them ready ahead of time. First, you're going to need a clothes hanger, preferably one with these little divots here. This one's a baby size one, but if you have an adult size one, that's okay too. You're going to also want 2 lengths of yarn, cut about the same. I made mine about this long. You could probably go a bit shorter than that if you want to. But yeah, you'll need 2 of those and scissors, obviously, to cut them. And then lastly, you'll need 2 solo cups. You could also use paper cups or anything else like that, and you're going to cut 2 holes in them. So you'll probably need scissors. I use an X-Acto knife on mine, but if you do use an X-Acto knife, just have mom and dad help you on that one. All right, so while you're getting those ready, let's talk about what is weight and mass. So first of all, which one weighs more, a penny or a feather? I'll give you a second to think about it. Which weighs more, a penny or a feather? Most of the time, the right answer is going to be a penny, unless it's a really, really big feather, like an ostrich feather or a peacock feather. But feathers are all going to be bigger than pennies, right? So why does a penny usually weigh more than a feather? Well, that's because of mass. Mass is how much stuff is in a material. So even though the feather is much bigger than the penny, there's more stuff or matter in the penny than there is in the feather. So if that's true, then what's the difference between weight and mass? So let's talk about that. So weight is gravity's pull on another object, and that determines how much you weigh. So like on Earth, you might weigh 40 pounds. So still not sure how that's different, right? So things weigh different amounts based on where they are. Where's my pen? Here it is. So let's say you are standing on the surface of the Earth, because you are. And just to make it easy, let's say that you weigh 100 pounds. Oops, pounds. 100 pounds. Now you might not weigh 100 pounds yet, but you might. You might weigh a little more. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. But let's say on Earth you weigh 100 pounds. That's because Earth's gravity is pulling you down, and when it does, you weigh 100 pounds. Well, say you go to the moon. There's less gravity on the moon, right? Well, on the moon, you would, if you were this 100-pound person, you would only weigh 60 pounds. That's because the moon has less gravity, so it doesn't pull down on you quite as much. So you don't weigh as much, which is great. And that's why when you look at the videos of the astronauts and stuff and they can jump so high because there's not as much gravity. Now, here's the big one. What if you were on Jupiter and you weighed 100 pounds? Well, if you were on Jupiter, you would instead weigh 240 pounds. That's because the gravity on Jupiter is so much stronger, pulls you down even harder, and you'd weigh 240 pounds and you would struggle to walk, and it'd probably crush you actually. So don't go to Jupiter. But that's okay, we're not there yet. So anyway, so that's weight, but what is mass? Well, mass is how much stuff is inside of you, or a pencil, or a penny, or a building, or the ocean. So take a look at this rock, for example. I drew a little zoom in bubble. Inside the rock, you have these little molecules, and they are what's called matter, and they're all the stuff that's inside the rock. And rocks are pretty heavy for their size, so they're jam-packed with all this matter, and it's all filled in real tight together. Meanwhile, you could have something like a feather. Let me just draw a feather real quick. I'm not the best artist when it's on the fly, but here's your feather, even though it looks more like a leaf. It could be a leaf, that's okay. But inside the leaf, if you do a zoom in of the leaf and look at its matter, it's going to be a lot more spread out. There's more air, there's a lot more wasted space. And so even though you could probably find a rock that's very small and a leaf that's very big, the rock's probably going to still weigh more, and that's just because there's more stuff. Like, imagine if you go to a mall, right? Well, it's easy to walk through the mall when there's not very many people in it, like now. I don't recommend you go to the mall right now, but if you do, you know, there probably won't be that many people. But a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, and you went during Christmas, there's like 1 million people. It's still the same space, it's just way more people scrunched into that little space during Christmas time. So that's kind of the same idea. Rock has tons of mass and tons of matter, whereas a leaf just has a teeny tiny little bitty bit comparatively. So just because something's really, really big doesn't mean it weighs more. What really matters is the mass, which is made up of matter, and that's what matters. So sometimes things can be very deceptive. You might not be able to just look at something and tell which weighs more. You know, you could have a gigantic mound of cotton candy that's the size of a car, but it's going to weigh a lot less than a car. But usually it's not that cut and dry. You might have like a dime and a penny. Which one weighs more? So we're going to show you, or not we, I'm going to show you how you can measure stuff yourself at home. It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be pretty close. And hopefully by now you have your stuff ready, and we're going to go and put it together. So I'll see you there in just a second. All right, so welcome back. I'm going to show you how you can make your own scale. Now, it's not going to be as precise as like a weight scale or one that you buy in a store, but it's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot more fun to make. So first, you're going to take your solo cup. You're going to poke your holes in it. You want to try to have them as even as possible. Now, I've already put my string through here, but I want to show you what I mean. You want to try to have them straight across so that this little yarn piece here is in the middle. If you do it a little bit too high, it's going to be kind of not even, and then you're going to throw off your balance. And I'm going to show you a way that you can fix it if you do mess up your balance, but hopefully you'll try to get it as close as you can. So all you got to do is take both of your solo cups and put your piece of yarn through each one. And then once you do that, you just tie it off as a knot at the top. You may need mom or dad or grandma or sister or brother or grandpa or whoever to help you tie the knot. But all you got to do is tie your little knot at the top and then tighten it up so that you have one side of your scale. Now, you don't have to have it as long as this. In fact, it probably is better if you have it not this long, but you work with what you got. So my yarn made it this long. And then you'll take your coat hanger. Hopefully you have one of the ones with the little divots, because if you do, it's real easy. You can just put the string right over top of it and hang it out. If you don't have one with the divots, it might be a little bit tougher. You may have to actually tie it around this little bar and they could slide. So it's really probably best if you get one with the divots. And then you know that it's balanced if you can hold it on your finger and it's relatively straight. Now you can tell mine's a little teeny bit off, but that's not really enough for us to try to have to fix it, I think. Now if you put yours together and it's more something like this, there's two things you can do. You can either go back and do it again. You might have too much string, or maybe your holes are off a little bit, or maybe even just your coat hanger isn't balanced on its own. I checked this one first and it was balanced before putting anything on it. But if you do put it all together and it's off balance like this, one thing you can do is cut out a little arrow and tape it so that it's straight up, and then that way, even if it's off balance, when you put weight in it, it's going to turn and the arrow will go with it and you'll know which one's heavier. So that's what you can do. So once you get your scales straight, now it's time for you to measure some stuff. So let's move over and do that now. All right, so now we're back. We have our scales set up. Some of the best places that you can use to put your scales on would be doorknobs or door handles. or in this case, a cabinet handle so that it can hang down and we can see it pretty freely. And what we're going to do is we're going to measure some things in these cups and see which ones weigh more. So go ahead and make your predictions. We're going to do 3 pairs of items, and then you can do whatever you want in your home. Lego bricks are really good for this kind of thing because you can figure out how many Lego bricks does a piece of soap weigh, or you know, how many Lego bricks does a quarter weigh, and then you can kind of use that as your basis. So I don't have Lego bricks, I have 1, so not enough, but we're going to do 2 different pairs. So go ahead and predict. So first we're going to use this little Lego brick guy right here, and then we're also going to use this big bag. Now the bag is much bigger than the Lego piece, but which one has more mass? Well, we're about to find out. Well, yeah, which one weighs more because it has more mass. Okay, so I find that it works best if you put them in gently because then it doesn't rock quite as much. So right now the Lego piece is heavier than the empty one. And now we're going to put the bag, I'm going to fold it up a little bit just so that I can fit it in here. And there we go. So which one weighs more? You can tell that the Lego cup weighs more because this cup is further down. All right, so that's our first set of items. That one was pretty easy because the bag definitely does not have very much mass. You can tell just by looking at it that it's mostly empty space, and the material that it is made out of is not very heavy. So that one was pretty easy. So we're going to put the Lego brick on top. Now these are a little bit harder. So we've got some items from Halloween. We've got this jeweled spider ring, and we've got this little ghost eraser. So go ahead and predict which one you think is going to be heavier. All right, so let's go ahead and put the jeweled spider in first. All right. And now we'll put in the little ghost eraser. Give it a second. And look at that. Now it looks like they're exactly the same, but we know that my left cup is just a little bit taller when it's ready. So that means that the ghost is actually a little bit heavier than the spider. And that's because he's made out of rubber. Rubber is very dense. Something that's dense has a lot of matter in it. All right. So we'll put the ghost on top since he won. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to do a shiny penny, and we're going to do a business card. Now, a business card is much bigger than the penny, but which one's going to weigh more? So let's find out. Put the business card in here. All right, so that lowered it down a little bit. Now let's put the penny. All right, give it a second to stop wiggling. It's like it's dancing. All right, and there you go. They look about the same as when they're empty. So it looks like the penny weighs the same as the card, or very close. Now remember, this isn't going to be a perfectly equal, you know, science grade scale because it is very rough. We've made it on our own. But you can do all kinds of cool measuring stuff with this. And if you used solo cups, it's big enough that you can put a lot of different things inside of it. For example, just laying next to me here is this pencil. And this pencil is going to be quite heavy because it's wood, which is fairly dense, and graphite, which is also dense. So the pencil is going to be heavier than anything that I've got here. See, look at that. I think the heaviest thing we had was this rubber ghost, and if you put the rubber ghost in, the pencil's still heavier by a good amount. But anyway, so there you go. You can measure stuff. You can measure rocks that you find outside. You can measure marbles. You can measure Lego pieces, coins, anything you want, and you can find out all kinds of stuff that's going to be a lot heavier than you might have thought. So that's this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and this is the end of the series for this year, and maybe we'll see you next time. Bye.